Lisa, welcome back to my channel. Today I am working in my traveller's notebook and we are going to be using up some Christmas papers. We're going to be looking at Christmas papers with new eyes. I don't know about you, but I've got plenty of Christmas papers left over. I've grabbed some here and these are what I'm going to be using today. It's always a shame to leave them. These papers are from Simple Stories, Freezing Season. They are so cute. Really cute, but to be honest, I don't want to be scrapbooking or documenting Christmas photos right now. So like I said, I'm going to have a look at these papers and almost view them through new eyes and see how else I can use them. So looking through these papers, which I've been doing already, obviously when you've got like the plain ones, that's nice and easy. You can use those for anything. But obviously I've got another plain one here. But it's trying to look at things, again, like I said, through different eyes. So these are the ideas I've come up with. I have got the house ones. I'm going to use the house papers for the Savannah trip that we took because the properties were really beautiful. So I'm going to have houses on that one. Doesn't matter, they've got snow on the roofs. I could even colour those in, couldn't I? So that's fine. So you could use something like that where you've got cute little houses you could use on your own home if you're doing like a home page, or obviously if you've been on holiday, something like that, anywhere to do with home or a house, you could use those. I've also got a Frozen photo. Isn't that cute? So I just figured Freezing Season, for me that just says Frozen. And then the mountains, I've actually taken, I've got photos from Animal Kingdom, going on the Everest ride. So we've got a ride there, but you could obviously, the mountains, I've used those on actually, I've used mountain papers on other pages that I've done in here. Let's have a look. Where are those? Actually, this was also Christmassy papers, and I've used the trees. That was in the mountains there. I'm sure I've used them some. Oh, here we go. There, that was a mountain trip. But you could obviously use, if you've got like trees, you could do it if you've got a forest trip, for example. Here, I think I'm going to cut those out. I really like those, and I'm actually going to put those, I might put those with the Savannah houses. Winter wishes and things obviously don't have to be Christmassy. You can use them on winter photos as well. Penguins, bears, anything like that that you've got, they can be used if you've gone like on a zoo visit. So it's just opening your mind and just thinking, how else can you use your Christmassy photos? Warm, cozy photos. Oh, that's nice. That would be nice on a foresty page, actually. So it's, yeah, just opening your mind and just thinking, how else can I use these papers? See, these, although they've got snowflakes in, I'm not necessarily going to use them on a snowy photo because I think they actually look quite cute. We've got bits and pieces here again, like on a, if you've had a zoo visit. The kids, obviously you can use on any layouts or pages with children on. So yes, have a look through your Christmas pages and see how you can use them in other ways. So I've got my traveller's notebook here. I'm going to take this out and I'm going to be working on the Savannah photos first. Right, I'm going to try something that I've never tried before. I'm going to run the photos all the way along the bottom and I'm going to be cutting that photo in half down the centre there. Not quite sure how that's going to work out, but that's the plan for this page. I'm going to be covering my page with watercolour paper. I think the easiest way, this is just an A4 size, I'm going to fold it in half and then trim it down to size. I think that's probably the easiest way, and stick it inside. I've got double-sided tape on both sides. I've folded the watercolour paper over, stuck it in that side. It's obviously folded in the middle, and I'm going to press it down that way, and my paper is neatly inside. So I'm going to add some of the houses, I think. Actually, I might add a strip along the bottom. I quite like that idea. I'll add some houses, pop in the photos, and I want to do the whole watercolour thing, I think, before I add the photos. So I've stuck my little houses in. I've ended up doing a rough cut around the edge. I did originally stick it in and it was just straight, and I thought actually that looks really cute. And then what I'm going to do is slot the photos somehow underneath. But first of all, oops, I want to make it a little bit painty. I've been watching Geraldine, and I've been in the middle of kit packing, and she's creating all these wonderful pages, and I have got serious paint envy. You know, just when you really, really want to create and you really, really haven't got the time. And I love Instagram. I find it so inspirational, but when you haven't got time, it's really, really frustrating. So I've been dying to actually start creating something. I'm going to just kind of add a little bit of paint. I have absolutely no plans. I want it darker at the top, lighter at the bottom, and then I am going to use this stencil, I think, when it's dry, just to add some little leafy bits over the top. I want to bring some of this mint in. Let's see how this blends. To be careful sometimes, because when you've got the two colours, I don't want them to look dirty, and sometimes that can happen, can't it? So let's just add that at the top. Just add those pretty colours, and let's actually have the green going down here like that, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. I never really have any plans when I do this kind of thing. It just kind of happens. So there's no sort of technique or anything, as I'm sure you can tell. It's just about playing and having fun. Let's get the green on there again. Go around the outside. Oh, I like the way that's joining in the middle. These are such nice colours. And could you really tell that these are Christmas papers? I don't think so. That I'm going to leave that to dry for the time being, and just leave it like that and let it do its own thing, and we'll have a look what that looks like when it's dry. I'm sure it will look beautiful. I just wanted you to see I've propped up the book on my glass jar there, and it's all running into the middle. I just love how that's working out. You can see the colours. I am going to grab some tissue paper and just blot the middle, because I've got a bit of a puddle forming and I don't really want that. Yes, that's actually working its way quite nicely all on its own. I've just dried this off. I've had another thought actually with the penguin one. You could do something about standing out in the crowd, being different, that kind of thing on a journal page would be quite good. Right, back to this page. I am going to now attach my photos. I'm just going to do a little bit of tape in the middle of each one and pop it behind and layer them up a little bit. Right, so I'm now at the bit where I've got that one in the center. I'm wondering actually if I'm better folding it or cutting it. I don't really want to cut holly in half. That's not really the right thing to do. I think I will cut it. I think it will look cleaner. Just deciding where to cut it. Not really scary. So I've just cut that in half, and I'm going to stick that on that side, and now holly on the other side like that. There. It's actually worked out quite well, and it looks nice and tidy. Right, I'm now going to use a darker green and add some of these leaves. I'm not going to add as much water though. And I'm not quite sure how this is going to turn out. I'll do a few coatings. The secret is really to hold the stencil in place. I'm not using much water, so hopefully it's not going to bleed too much. It's just a tiny amount. And I'm just almost doing just a little bit around the outside of the page, and then I'm going to journal on the inside. Let's do another one there. There's hardly any water at all. Right, let's see how that looks. That doesn't look too bad actually, it's a little bit messy. But I wonder, there we go, by adding a wet paintbrush, those little bits that I don't want, I can kind of move them out a little bit and tidy it up. That's actually come out really well, I'm pleased with that. And I'm going to do that on the other side. Actually, I might add a couple more at the top there. I'll leave these dry first though, so I'm going to do it again on the other side. I've just cut these strips from this 12 by 12 and I'm going to be sticking these down and using these as my journal lines. I'm really pleased with how this page has come out, and just brushing it away with the wet paintbrush really makes a difference. Just tidies it up nicely. The papers and the stencil that I've used so far are from Paper Maze, and I will link them up below for you to have a look. Now for the journal lines, I'm going to work out the length that I want. And then I'm just using a skewer in some PVA glue, and that's how I'm going to stick them in. And I'm going to do each one exactly the same. So the little lines are on. I'm really pleased with how they've gone. I am going to go and grab my black journal pen, go around the outside, and I think I might even just line across each piece of paper as well. Gone around with the black pen and around the outside as well, and the photos. I could actually go around with the leaves, but to be honest I really can't be bothered. Might actually look quite nice though. I might actually try and work out which leaf I've used where. That might be easier said than done. I could actually do that. That might look quite nice. I've decided not to do that. I like it as it is. I don't want to mess it up, but I am going to cut out a heart, and I've got some of the little houses left as well. I'm going to cut those and add those around the side. So that's the finished Savannah page. I've done my journaling. I'm really pleased with how that's come out. I just wanted to journal how much we loved Savannah, how perfect the house was where we stayed. It really is the most beautiful city I've ever been to. Really pleased with that. I'm now going to go on to my Animal Kingdom page. Now I've got this dilemma where I've decided I want to use this paper, but I also love this paper, so I'm just going to see how I can do that. I'm going to go to the back of the book for the Disney section, and it's getting tricky to use now. I'm having to staple in the pages as the book's nearly full. I can't wait to show you when it's full actually. So let's just mark off my paper. I'm going to be doing another double here, and I should then still have plenty of space for the mountains, which I'm really pleased about. So the paper's in and I've stuck the mountains across the bottom. I've decided I want something just to break up that sudden gap there, that blunt straight line. So I'm going to use this paper here with one of my favourite EK Success punches, and I'm just going to add a little bit of a border. So I've done that. I have cut it in the middle because it's near the back of the book. It's not bending so well. I have also cut this strip, and I haven't decided yet. Now photo wise, I'm using these. I think I've got 2 for this side, and then I'm doing a strip coming down the other side. Now the photos I've got 3 ride photos. Basically we rode this ride 3 times in a row. We got the front carriage on both of those, but on this one we had somebody else, and I didn't really want somebody else in the ride photo, so I've cropped it down, but I've still got half a head, so I'm having to find a way in which I can hide that. Because I printed it off differently to the others, it's wider. In an ideal world I would love 3 on that strip, so actually I'm now going to show you how you can also create a white border for your photo if you don't print them that way. First of all, I'm going to be trimming off the white border that I've got and actually cutting it down to size so it matches the other photos. So the white border's off. Now you could also do this even if you had like a larger 4x6 photo, for example. You can actually cut out the bit that you want. I now just need to trim it down slightly. The photo's trimmed to size. I'm now using this is just spare or white card. It's not very thick, it's just what I get in some of my deliveries, and I always keep it for bits and pieces. So this is all you need to do. I get asked so often about creating white borders, you don't have to print them. You can also do it this way. So I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I've added the strip along the bottom, the one that I was thinking about adding at the top, and I've managed to cover that spare head. We did not want the extra head. And I've put the photos together in a strip there. So they look like, you know, one of those film strips when you go in a photo booth. I've taken some more of the strip that was also on the other side and I've added it to the top there. So it looks like washi tape. I've printed off my wording, my journaling, just on a scrap piece of A4 paper. Cut out those trees I was looking at before, and I had some mountains left as well from the paper, and I've stuck those on. Now I do have a confession. I removed the photos. This one got stuck to this one and it kind of damaged the photo a little bit, so I've popped the trees on there instead to cover it up. So I do kind of find with creating, it is also a way of covering up mistakes, or it is for me as well. And I've quickly created the Frozen page. This one was really basic. I used that 12 by 12 behind. I've done a strip again, and I seem to have done that quite a bit this time. And then I've taken that card that I was looking at, cut that out. I've used a craft knife to go around the edge here, and I've slotted the photo underneath. I've cut the So Much Fun strip from the other die cut card, and I also cut out the little gloves and the heart. And then that lovely snowflake paper that I really liked, I used a circle punch, and I've cut these word strips from one of the cards as well, and that's how easy that one came together. So I've really enjoyed making these 3 pages. So we've got my Savannah page, which I'm really pleased with. Love all those little houses. We've got the Frozen page there. You could also add some diamantes or some sparkle as well. And then we've got our Everest ride page, which I'm really happy with as well. I hope you've enjoyed creating with me today. My traveller's notebook is looking really full now. This is just from our trip in the summer. I'm really pleased with how it's going, and when it's full I will give you a flip through as well. So let me know, have you got Christmas papers to use up, any Christmas stash? I know in theory that wasn't so much Christmassy, it was wintry, but I'd bought it for kind of like the Christmas season, and that's what was left over. Let me know, have you got bits lying around? Are you able to look at it with new eyes and use for non-Christmas photos and journaling? Let me know. I would love to know what your plans are, or are you good and you keep it for the next year to try and avoid buying new stuff, or are you like me and you just like to buy the new collections when they come out? Let me know. I would love to know. Please leave your comments below, and I will see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.